we were poor, Jim. I don't even know what to do.
So here you are today, you play Palace, you play a Palace side which is terrible. Sidanganyane. Despite Sammy's praise of their new coach who plays attacking football and who does great things, if anything,
man, he's been in the job for a minute.
No. You see, let me tell you something, Sammy. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You guys removed my old man because you said, we need to change the ship. We need to hold everything. Everything is working on well. Guess where they are at this point in time on the log? They are 15th. They are
and
on
with less
30.
jeopardy of getting relegated.
There is nothing. Nothing has changed. That is my point. Nothing. They are just as bad as they were then. How many games has he won?
He won once, I guess. He's won once, but he's been in the job for a minute.
No. Last year when my old man came on there, what did he do? Within weeks you are done. Now let's see, when did they
it's a different
when did they last win? Who have they beaten? They beat the mighty Burnley. When they took over?
He took over. It is good to say this. He took over while the team was really struggling. And when most of their dependable players, because we all agree.
When did he take over? No. Sammy. Kwani, Mamze hadn't lost his dependable players when you are complaining he brought a guy who was not fit, but he was really trying, so he brought him on. He also didn't have players.
That was him shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah, so he shot himself in the foot, he walked away. Your man has one win. In how many games?
Which teams has he played against?
Good question. Okay, he lost to City, but then he lost to Bournemouth. He drew with Palace. He drew with
Palace.
Yeah, no, he drew with Nottingham, with Forest. Sorry, he drew with Forest. He drew with Luton. He lost to Tottenham. He beat the mighty Burnley. He drew with. I'm assuming he was the one who was in charge when they played Everton. Is 1-1.
I don't think that was. I think that was before.
Let me find out. We'll see hapa kwa kwangu ameandika coach pale kwa lineup.
There was like a period when he was not there.
No, that was McCarthy. Yeah, that was not even McCarthy. So he started up.
Yeah.
So he started after the Everton game.
Yeah. So definitely not like.
So let's assume
the favorable position he would have wanted, especially.
So given his record, do you think even those draws versus Luton and Bournemouth, those are not games he should win? Those are not games he should win.
We should agree. There's a reason why Andoni Iraola is the manager of the match.
Those games he shouldn't win.
Well, based on the circumstances and him being a new man in the job,
what
you could make a case.
So what you are saying today basically means today he can't win, since clearly there's nothing he can do. So these are his next games. He's playing Liverpool, he's playing West Ham, he's playing Newcastle, he's playing Fulham, he's playing Man United, and then he's playing Wolves, and then he's playing Villa. So given the fact that he can only beat the teams around him, let's say the only team there we think he would beat is Fulham away, because Aston Villa and Wolves at Wolves at home. It's Wolves at Wolves. Maybe because Wolves are in Cancun and it's the second last game of the season. So maybe that one. So basically 2 more wins.
1.
Chep, you're winning today.
We have no option. We have to win that game.
I agree with you.
Yeah, because hatuna option.
Are the nerves getting to your team? Are the nerves of finish getting to your team? Is the pressure finally getting to your team?
I don't think it's the pressure. It's just not clicking. And my issue especially is just we are not finishing our chances. We are creating them and not finishing them. That is them. And that there's a question I have for you actually. Because there's this now conversation about Nunes. Because he has missed a lot of chances that clearly if he had scored those chances we could be somewhere uko mbele. And then a tweet came through that nani aliandika Michael Owen.
Yes.
I think in February. I don't know if you've seen it or I can read it.
Read it. Please
yes.
read it. Yes.
Kylie, I think this is after the game at Brentford. You remember that kachip?
Yes.
He did at Brentford.
Yes.
So this is his tweet. That finish from Darwin Núñez yesterday was insane. I can't stop watching it. And I can't begin to explain how difficult a skill that is. Moving at pace, the ball running away from you, being inside the box and no room for error. Incredible. But it's also further proof that he's to get closer to becoming the great player many people think he can be. He has to adapt his way of thinking. I mean, to even consider that finish is madness. It's a 1 in a 10, 2 in a 10 finish at best. Learning to slot, to dink, or go around the goalkeeper is far more productive way to score and will increase his chances to 4 or 5 in 10, thus massively increasing his end return. I'm really not trying to rain parade on that goal of pure class, but I'd rather see it when Liverpool are 3-0 up or 3-0 up, not in 0-0.
He has a point.
He has.
What
He
he's
has.
basically saying, in not so many words,
Do the simple things.
Do the basics right.
Do the basics right.
no, decision making.
In the
Instinct.
He has to be able to make the right decision.
yeah.
He has to be able to know, I am through, what do I do?
Yeah.
So make your decisions right and then do the basics right.
Yeah.
So his decision making. He goes for the spectacular all the time. When something is hard, he does it. When something is
It's
easy, he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
I guess it comes with time, but now he's out of time. This is his
He's out
second
of
season.
time, yeah.
So they need to really work on his, how do you decide? How do you do what? Because even with his bad decision making and misses, his numbers are decent.
Okay, yeah, they're decent.
His numbers are decent.
Yeah.
His numbers are decent, Sammy.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Okay, yes.
I
they
dare
are.
you to.
Yeah,
You are the
they-
stats number. I dare you to
listen,
produce
they are.
them. So
they are, but it
so
sometimes seems
no.
like you're
So
going on the opposite trend.
sorry.
No, okay, I do agree the numbers are.
No, that's what I'm saying. So basically, his numbers are decent.
Yes.
Regardless of his, because see, 2023-24 season. How many goals has he scored? That's 5 in Europa. That's 11 in the league.
think
That's
11,
16.
yeah, that I remember.
And then that's 17. So he's on 17 goals.
Yeah, no,
Even with his terrible playing.
yeah.
So you wonder what would happen if he then managed
Yes.
to just correct that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The question is how much longer? Again, strikers are not growing
And
on
that
trees
is-
nowadays.
exactly.
So Liverpool better.
And is that
Straighten
something
him.
that is teachable?
Yes.
At
Yes,
now
it's
is-
teachable.
Is around 24.
Yes,
Like,
it's teachable. Yes, it's teachable.
Oh, okay.
Because the skill is there, the power, the pace,
It is.
everything else is there. It's
Yeah.
just, my guy, go round the keeper.
Polish.
My guy, find the far post.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. Make quickly, choose what to do.
Yeah.
Although again, and your question is good because I feel like we have less of players who take the time to think now compared to back then. I feel there's a lot of instinctive as opposed to thinking, especially in strikers. I'll tell you that. I don't think Haaland does a lot of decision making.
No, he does.
I think he just goes.
Yeah.
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 I don't think Highland does a lot of decision making. I think he just goes. Of course, Nunez, he just
He
goes.
Yeah.
When you have players,
Isak knows
Isak-
where he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
And that
Isak is
that
in his
the
home.
comparison.
I agree with
That
you.
was actually the comparison I wanted to
I
bring
agree with
along.
you.
Yeah.
Isaac now seems to know I'm
This
dinking,
is my
He knows
home.
how to
Yeah.
position where
I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hurricane kind
Does
of thinking.
knows.
Like,
Yes.
what do I do? What's happening? How
Yes.
do I?
He's like 5
And
times ahead of you
and
guys.
adapts quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
And crazily, I think Havertz also figures it out quickly. Kai
Well,
Havertz,
yes,
I think.
his movement is crazy.
Yeah, I think he figures out like this is what is needed for what.
Yes.
I feel there's not too many strikers who know. Marcus
Bang,
Rashford.
bang, bang.
Marcus Rashford is guilty of that 1,000 times. If
Not-
Marcus Rashford goes through on goal and
Yes.
he's got 10 meters before he gets to the keeper, you know he's missing.
Yes.
He needs to.
He's thinking a lot.
Raheem Sterling. If he has to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
the unthinkable.
I think there's some, I don't know why, but I've just thought about it now. Like, you know, the way you knew, if you gave Aguero time, you are doomed.
Yeah. You knew.
If you gave Suarez time
You
if you
knew.
gave Messi time,
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
will kill you
No, nowadays it's looking like a disadvantage
when you have time.
when you have the time.
Is it a coaching thing?
Actually, that's very interesting.
I think it's a coaching
Very
thing. Because
interesting.
every time you see, you are talking about it, what Scaloni said. Anytime
Yep.
a player gets the ball, they are told, pass the ball, shoot the ball. So you don't get the time to think for yourself. So I think inadvertently, it affects the player as a whole. So
Maybe
you don't
then
think.
as a player you fight
Yes.
instinct and you fight
Yeah.
kenye niliambiwa.
So there's a struggle between.
There's a struggle in your mind when you
But I agree with you. I agree with you. Nunez needs to
Yeah.
style up.
So going
Well-
back to the Liverpool, I think it's the momentum that imeisha kidogo, because since the start of the season they had the momentum. They just kept on going the storyline that what Klopp had, that he was going to go away. But right now I think things are starting to become tough
Teddy, I can tell you this. I feel so... I don't want to be proven right, because that was my theory from day one.
Yeah.
This season, I was like, I don't think Liverpool have it to go all the way to the end. But I also wanted the fairy tale finish. Like, I want to see how it would feel. Like now, right now, what was the idea? The idea was the final game will be where? In Dublin.
Yeah.
You know, in Dublin, in the Europa League final,
long.
you can imagine how it's going to be. Now, that looks
Flop.
like it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with a few Liverpool fans who are already thinking ahead to buying tickets for the final.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I
you
was
want to be there for the party.
You
You can't help.
No, you have to
teams
plan.
wanavuruga.
Chep, it's called planning. You have to plan.
Yeah, okay.
No.
I do agree with you on the clinicality issue.
Yeah.
Well, I had mentioned this last time when I said that probably they wouldn't want to go to trail early against Manchester United because they have that habit of conceding early. And of course, Hoyland scored. It was Garnacho who scored early. Of course, the goal was offside. But then if you can look up at the Liverpool scores, when's the last time they kept a clean sheet? Because I feel like with the amount of injuries they've had on the defensive side and them having to rotate the squad, it somehow come to bite them. We saw Jarrell Kwanzaa just give away the ball against Manchester United.
Yeah, but
It's more of
I
it's a
don't.
mistake
It was
more than-
look. It was two things. One is a mistake he doesn't do often. That
Yeah,
kid has
it
been
was a
brilliant.
mistake.
Let's just first of all, that kid has been very good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him at Saliba level, but that kid has been very decent.
Yeah.
It was just a mistake compounded by the fact that the guy who found it is the only player in the Manchester United
You would
team
have wanted.
that can do that.
Yeah,
That can
exactly.
see the keeper is off his line and
for
with
it.
one touch,
Yeah.
go for it. And the shot was so good, Keller was never going to get to it. So you feel it's the defensive side.
Yeah.
I feel it's more the wastage. But what you
waste,
said is
yeah.
good. I'm trying to see the last time Liverpool kept
Yeah,
a
we
clean
haven't.
sheet.
It's been a while.
Maybe you have to go like 8 matches.
They beat Nottingham 1-0.
Yeah.
And that's many games
So
ago.
it's
Yeah,
like
it's
8
many.
matches in between.
Yes, and then they beat Southampton. 1-0.
They've been conceding.
But generally, they've
we
been
also concede fast, actually. Most of the games.
in the league. In the league, it's only the Forest and Bournemouth.
But that goal reminded me of the chance that Bellingham had in the UCL.
Yes.
Remember when he got the ball, then Ortega was off position.
Yes.
Do you think there's something you can read from that? Bellingham not taking the chance.
You have. That's why I said you have to be switched. There are not many players in the world you think can get that ball and hit it first time that way. Like have the whole, because look, he is pressing, so he
And
gets
then-
he's pressing, but I think he already
He
the-
expects
again the decision making.
Yeah. Unprecedented.
This ball has come and I have to make it count. I can't take a touch. I can't do nothing. The keeper is off his line.
Hey.
I am going.
So many things.
I think it was brilliant.
So
I
many
think it's
things.
not something that happens every day.
It's a good
It's
mind.
that thing you are saying of a player just having the ability to read
Situations.
everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
So-
I'm
so-
still
so-
hopeful because
yeah.
Jota is back.
Yeah.
Trent is
Trent,
back.
yes.
Yes, Trent is back as well.
Yeah.
So most of our Alisson will be back, I think, probably in a week or so.
In a week time,
he'll be
yeah.
back. So at least that squad it's getting together. Jota will especially help us, especially on being the clinical bit.
Yeah,
he's
because-
the only player who I think is very clinical.
Yeah.
One chance scores.
Yeah, and especially in a time when Salah has not been
we
firing
need
too.
him. So I'm still on that bandwagon. We are going to Nenda.
Kabisa. You have to have the faith, Chep. That's the way it
Tunaenda.
works.
Pep is coming.